Hello, I'm DelusionDispeller, and I am coming to you today with a new video series, and it is entitled Why We Stay and Why Not To. Now, first of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is DelusionDispeller. It's not my name, it's my YouTube name, and I've been a life coach since 2009. I was officially trained in college. I have a bachelor and master's degree in psychology, graduated with double honors, so I definitely have credentials to be able to speak to you today. But mostly I talk to you from experience, and I like to share from some of the things that I went through so that you feel like you're not so alone. Today I'm going to be talking to you about why women stay in abusive, sometimes narcissistic relationships, and why they shouldn't stay. So, let's begin with the reasons why women stay. First of all, a lot of women have children. So I'll be speaking to those women with children, or regarding women with children. I was one of those women. I had 4 children, yes. 3 small children and a baby at the time, although that was when I first considered leaving the situation that I was in my first marriage of 23 years. I believe this was about maybe 12 years into the marriage, maybe a little bit longer than that, that I finally decided something's very wrong. I'm not being treated with dignity and respect at all. I'm not being treated as an equal. And I'm being verbally abused and abused in front of my children verbally, and I don't deserve this. But I had children, and the first thing that goes through your mind is, are the kids old enough to understand what's going on? How are they going to process this? And who is going to have the children if I leave? Am I going to share custody? Am I going to take them with me? How will they handle living in a shelter or living at someone else's home? Will I allow them to see their parent, father, mother, depending on if you're a woman or a man? A lot of turmoil. I talked about this in another video called The Perils of Divorce from the Instigator. And you can watch that video as well. I'll try to post the link down below so you can see it. There's also the matter of family connection. You have experienced years and years with this person and with these children. If you have children, or even without children, you established history with this abusive other. You've gone to family functions, you've gone to picnics if you've done those things. You've celebrated birthdays, you've celebrated holidays, and you're letting all of that go if you leave. So that's another reason why you may stay connected in this situation and stay there. Why it's not a good idea to stay for the children's sake. Now, if you have very, very young children, I'm not saying it's good to stay, but I totally understand your reasoning behind it, because they're not young enough to understand. On the other hand, because they're not young enough to quite understand what's going on, they may be just young enough to adapt to a new situation easier than an older child who does understand could adapt to it. Now, if you have multiple children, obviously it gets way more complicated than that. There were 4 and 5 years between my children, almost 6 between the last 2. I have 4 daughters. And I can tell you each one processed it a little bit differently. So it depends, and of course always move and leave if you have a safe way to do that. Make sure you're talking to people before you actually enact your plan and leave. Because you want to make sure that there's not going to be retaliation, which gets into another aspect of why women stay in abusive relationships. Let me check my timing here on this camera. I'm going to try to keep these around 5 minutes apiece. Let's see where we're at. It's very hard to see on this camera. I'm not really sure what that means. Okay, well, I'll just try to talk a little bit longer on the next point, and then I'll be done on this particular video, and I'll do the next one. Hi, baby. Grab my kitty cat here. This is Meech Me. Say hi, Meet and Meet. She doesn't know there's a camera there. She just knows Mommy's here. All right. And actually, this is a good time for me to kind of mix up my notes a little bit and talk to you about pets. Maybe you're staying because you have pets. Maybe you're a farm owner and you've made friends with Bessie the cow or Porky the pig or whatever. Or maybe you just have Fido or Fluffy, or in my case, Me. Who's going to get the pets? And are you going to take them with you? Are you able to take them with you? Those are another reason why you stay. You don't want to leave your animals behind. Understandable. And if he's abusive, you definitely don't want him abusing your animals. Best case scenario is find a friend that can take the animals for you. If you can't, you may have to give them to SPCA. Your health and your well-being and your safety is way more important than any animal. If you can, put them in like a temporary housing type place where you can go and pick them up when, you know, things calm down. I have a little bug crawling across my glasses. Just a minute. Man, all kinds of distractions today. All right, anyways. So yes, pets are another reason why you might choose to stay and not leave. Pets are not a good enough reason to stay in abuse. Man. Sorry, I'm not outside, but we do have ants that I'm battling today, so I put out the baits and, you know, it takes a while for that stuff to take effect. Alright, so I'm going to stop there and I'll talk to you more on the next video about more reasons why women stay and why they shouldn't.